Hey, it probably feels like we've been learning about shapes for a long time now because you had 2 weeks of shapes with me and 2 weeks of shapes with Mrs. Powell. But today is our last shapes lesson, and it's a pretty fun one. So get ready because this is our last one. Ready, set, here we go. Okay, so we've got our friend Jackson here, and he wants to build this building for his city. What are the 2 shapes that he needs to build his building? Think it through. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to think. What did you choose? Well, I see right here that he could use one of these. You know what one of those are, don't you? How about a crayon instead? Something you can see. That the bottom part of his shape looks like it has a round edge. And so if we give him a building with a round edge, what kind is that? It's a cylinder, right? Okay, and what about the top of his building? What kind of a shape would he put on the top of his building? It's got a round face down below and a pointy top. What kind of shape is that? That's right, it's a cone. He could use a cone on top, stacked on top of a cylinder to make his building. Now that you see what we're doing, you know why I said it's fun. On our first one here, we've got our, nope. We're gonna dive right in. Starting right here, we have this shape. What 2 solid shapes do you need to make this? If you said cylinder and cone, then you were remembering our first one, huh? Because look, this is actually the same shape as that. Okay, that one was an easy one. Let's look at the next one. Number 4. If we're going to make a shape with a round shape on the bottom and a flat, well, it's a solid, but it has flat surfaces on top, what 2 shapes would you need to create this? Say it a little louder. The cube and the cylinder. Okay. They were making that easy for you because all you needed to do was find the blue squarey thing and the orange tubey thing, but now they're all red. So now the colors aren't going to help. You're going to have to pay extra close attention. I'm going to zoom in on this. See this? What would happen if we put them together? Would we have one of these if we put them together? Would we have one of these if we put those 2 together? Or would we have one of these? Take another look and tell me what you think. A, B, or C? Yeah, B. I hope you said B because I can see the cube on top, stacked on top of a cylinder. Bottom. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these solid shapes. What building can you make with these 4 solid shapes? A, B, or C? Okay, yes, it's C. How did you know it was C? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. This one only had 1, 2, 3 cubes, and this one had 3 cubes also, 1, 2, 3, and a cone. I like this game. Number 7. We have a cube, a cylinder, and a cone. What shape can we make? A, B, or C? A cube, a cylinder, and a cone. Did I trick you on this one? Did you get confused? A cube, a cylinder, and a cone. Did you say letter A? Did you also see another one? On this one, they switched the cube and the cylinder, and B was missing the cylinder, so we couldn't choose B. But A and C have the same shapes, but they just moved them from top to bottom. And look, they're even trying to stack with a cone. But what did we find out about a cone? Cones can't stack because nothing can stack on top of them. They can only be a top. They cannot be a middle or a bottom. Number 8. Look at these. Oh, we know a cube and a cone when we see them. Okay. What shapes do we need to build this? Time's up. Was it a cylinder? No. Was it a cube? Was it a sphere? No. Was it a cone? We put a cone on top of a cube. Okay, for this last bit, you might have what you need and you might not. If you don't have what you need, I just want you to draw, okay? So here, listen again. If you don't have what I'm gonna ask you to use, which is maybe some Play-Doh or maybe some tape and maybe some toothpicks, then that's okay. Just use paper and a pencil. What I want you to do now is create some shapes. This one wants us to put 2 cubes together, but you might not do that. I'm just going to use my paper here like as a placemat so I don't put my Play-Doh on the table. I did go find some Play-Doh and I found some toothpicks. You might need to ask a grown-up for help because I don't want you to go looking for toothpicks in your kitchen without first having permission. What you're going to do with the Play-Doh, you could do a couple things. I want you to try making a solid shape, okay? I'm going to try to make, let's see, how about a cylinder? So I know that a cylinder has a round side, so I'm gonna roll it so it gets a round side. And does it have flat edges? It has 2 flat edges. So I just need to make this side a nice circle. Well, it's kind of hard to do. And this side into a nice circle. Take a look. This is my cylinder. So I made a cylinder. It's not a perfect cylinder, but I tried my best. And then, or I could make it into a cube. You know, a cube looks a lot like a square. Is this a cube? Nope, because when I turn it sideways, it's not still a square. It's like all flat. So to make a cube out of Play-Doh, I actually have to make it have squares on all of the sides. So I'm just gonna keep pinching it in my fingers to give it a square shape. Oh, it's hard to do. It's very hard to do, but look, I've got kind of a square shape. And when I turn it over, I've got kind of a square shape. And when I turn it over, kind of a square shape. Do you see that? It's like almost a solid cube. If you're not going to use Play-Doh in that way, you could try to build a cube this way. Now, I don't know if it's gonna work, okay? But this is what we might have tried if we were in the classroom together. I'm gonna use Play-Doh for the vertices, okay? So I'm gonna try, how many vertices does a square have? 4. So I'm going to start with 4 vertices. Remember, vertices are corners. So I'm going to start my square with 4 corners, 4 vertices. And how many sides does a square have? 4. So I'm going to start my square with 4 sides. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Did you see how I poked it in? Yep, it sure is going to be tricky. I'm going to try to get it into all my vertices. Try to stick it into the Play-Doh corners. Yep. This might take me some time here because I'm being extra careful. Okay, so there, 4 sides and 4 corners. Is that a cube? No, it is not. It's a square because if I turn it sideways, it's not a square anymore. Do you see that? So I have to build my square up into a cube. I have to give it walls that come up. Now this is the hard part because this is when it might start falling over and falling down. Oh, okay, and now I need to give it some more vertices. Did you see that I put 1, 2, 3, 4 more toothpicks in? If you don't have toothpicks, you could try using Q-tips. And if you don't have Play-Doh, you could try using marshmallows, mini marshmallows, or some tape. See how it's starting to fall over? I was worried about that. So you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to put another side in, see if I can hold it up. Ooh, this is hard. I'm trying to make a cube here. You wanna see a cube all finished? Watch this. There, it's finished. Let me, uh-oh, can't really pick it up. Sticks to the table, but look. When I move it around and I turn it over to the next side, it still looks like a cube. And it still looks like a cube. And it still looks like a cube because I made a solid shape. You can explore making shapes with little bits of Play-Doh or mini marshmallows, but the marshmallows get really sticky, so I prefer Play-Doh. Or you could use tape. Try to make me a shape. A cube would be fine. A double cube would be cool, like they showed us on the paper. A double cube. Mine is just a single cube. I would have to build another part over here, but look, it's starting to fall. So don't be frustrated if it falls, okay? That happens to everybody. All right, I can't wait to see your shapes. It's gonna be so cool to find out what you can make with little things around your house. You could use straws, maybe. I guess I'll have to wait and see.